Have you ever heard of someone who takes the beauty and youth of children and exchange it with their own just to stay forever young? Once upon a time, in the heart of Benin City, there lived a couple named Chike and Ebuwa. The couple were newlyweds who had just moved into their dream apartment in the heart of GRA. Chike and Ebuwa met 5 years ago when things were really tough for them. Chike was still a boy, serving his master, who was a major dealer in tiles and marble floors in Igu. Ebuwa was a roadside POS attendant close to Chike's shop. Poverty nearly removed their teeth, but they were very happy and in love. From the very first day Chike arrived from his village in Enugu and set his eyes on Ebuwa, he knew she was going to be his wife. And he didn't waste time to tell her that. Ebuwa, I'm going to marry you. Ebuwa laughed, but that was how they started dating. Years later, Chike finished serving his oga, and the man generously settled Chike and gave him a big contract to supply a new hotel with tiles and toilet bowls and even down to jacuzzis. Chike was a very good and honest boy who served his master very well. So his master didn't hold back in making sure Chike could stand on his own 2 feet in the business. After that hotel contract, Chike's fortune changed overnight. He opened different shops around the city and now had boys working for him. And he married his sweetheart, Ebuwa. After their wedding, they started looking for a very good apartment where they could start their family before they would build their own house. And after weeks of searching, the real estate agent brought them to Lady UK's house, one of the best houses in that estate. When Ebuwa and Chike saw the interior of the flat, they fell in love with the house immediately and they decided to take it. That day, the agent warned them sternly not to get on Lady UK's bad side. Oga, madam, this house is good oh, but the landlady, I heard they do score sometimes oh. She loves cleanliness in this compound. And if you want to last long in this compound, don't ever address her as mama or Iye or grandma. Address her as Lady UK, the agent warned sternly. But why now? Is she not old? Chike asked curiously. Oga, Lady UK is almost 70, but she looks like a 40-year-old woman. She no one old though, and she like makeup The agent said, and the couple laughed about it. And that was how they moved into Lady UK's house. Everything the agent said about Lady UK was 101% correct. Lady UK was a happening mama who could speak Spanish and Italian fluently. She goes to UK every 6 months to visit her 2 daughters who live there. And that was how she got the name Lady UK. Lady UK is a nice woman oh, until you mistakenly address her as mama or grandma. That day she might even remove your teeth in anger. One day, one plumber who didn't know the drill around the estate greeted Lady UK, "Good afternoon, mama," as he passed her on the street. When Lady UK heard the word mama, she flared up and called the young man back. Come, you idiot fellow. Why you call me mama? I senior your mama for house. You see this elegant woman for road and you open your gutter mouth call her mama. I senior your mama. The boy was surprised at Lady UK's outburst. No, mama, I was just greeting you oh, he tried to explain. But Lady UK was very serious. The estate security had to come and separate the fight between old Mama Yongi and the plumber that day. I'm sure that boy would never address any old woman as mama ever again in his life after that ordeal. That day, Chike and his wife laughed so hard over the matter in their apartment. Everybody laughed about it and moved on. But what they didn't know was that Lady UK had dark secrets that made her look 20 years younger than her actual age. And she never wanted to get old. A few months after Chike and his wife moved into the apartment, they had a beautiful baby girl named Chisom. The couple rejoiced and were very happy to be starting their own family. When they returned from the hospital, the neighbors, customers, and well-wishers all trooped into the apartment with gifts, cash, and congratulatory wishes to see the newborn. Chike's house was filled with different gifts, and the couple were very grateful. A few days later, their landlady, Lady UK, came with plenty gifts too to see the new baby. Lady UK, thank you oh, the couple said as they collected the gifts from her. They invited her into their living room. And as they sat in their living room talking, Lady UK noticed that the young couple had nobody that was helping them bathe their newborn. And then she asked, Ebuwa, who is helping you bathe your baby? I can't see your mother or Chike's mother anywhere. Are they not coming for Mugwo? The couple stared at themselves briefly, and they told Lady UK that they were both orphans who had nobody to help them bathe their new baby. Chike told the woman that they were following the midwife's instruction, and they sometimes check out some things on the internet to manage. Lady UK shook her head and sympathized with the young couple. That day, she offered to be helping them bathe their baby girl every morning and evening until the baby was strong enough for them to bathe by themselves. Chike and Ebuwa, who had been struggling to bathe their new baby as they were first-time parents, excitedly agreed to let Lady UK bathe their daughter, unbeknownst to them that Lady UK had other sinister plans in mind. That evening, Lady UK bathed Chisom and massaged her with warm water. And when she was done, she applied baby lotion and dressed her up nicely before she left. The couple couldn't contain their joy. Their baby, who was cranky since she came back from the hospital, slept well that night. Nothing beats an experienced mother, they thought as they stared at their baby sleeping soundly. But what they didn't know was that Lady UK took some of the baby bath water in a small container when they weren't looking, and she hid it in her skirt to do only God knows what. The next morning, Lady UK came again to help them bathe their baby. She didn't fail to come in the evening, but each time she would take a little of the baby bath water in a small container and hide it in her skirt and go home with it. This continued until about 1 month later. Chike and Ebuwa started noticing strange things about their baby. Her skin, which used to be smooth and soft like that of a normal newborn, started growing rashes at an alarming rate. At first, they thought it was a normal baby rash. They bought different dusting powder and treatment for the rashes, but each day it kept increasing. After 1 week, the rashes had turned into big patches that covered their baby's body from head to toe. Their once beautiful baby with smooth skin turned into something even they couldn't explain. After they had tried to manage their baby's strange skin condition on their own, they decided to take her to the hospital to see a specialist. When they arrived at the hospital, the doctor ran series of tests and even blood tests for the baby, and then diagnosed her of dermatitis. The doctor prescribed different medications for the baby, and they went back home. But every day, her skin condition got worse. The more they administered the drugs and creams the doctor prescribed, the more their baby's skin condition got worse. They went to another hospital, and the doctor called one big name that Chike and Ebuwa could not understand. The doctor there prescribed fresh batch of medications and topical creams, but after 1 week, their baby's condition got even worse. This continued until their baby was 3 months old, and the real trouble started. Chisom's body was now completely covered with dark patches and wrinkles. She looked like a sickly old woman when she was just 3 months old. But that was not the worst part. Chisom was always so uncomfortable and itchy that she cried day and night. Nothing they did could pacify the baby. Her voice echoed through the house, down to their neighbor's house, to the streets. It got to a point that even the neighbors got concerned, and they started prescribing different medicine. Get lizard sheets, mix am well well with native chalk and water, apply it on her skin, and everything will vanish fiam, Mama Abigail, one of the neighbors, said. Another of their neighbor, Mama Gebu, said, use python oil, mix it well well with orioyo, then apply it every night, and everything will clear off once. Ebuwa's ears were filled with different prescriptions from the neighbors. She knew they meant well, but she wasn't going to take any of their advice. She would never apply lizard shit or python oil on her baby's skin. But as the days passed, Chisom started losing weight rapidly. She could barely suckle on breast milk now because of the pain she was in, and that devastated Chike and his wife. They felt helpless, seeing their child in so much pain. In a bid to get solution, they had gone from one hospital to another. Did one test today, another test tomorrow, one specialist hospital today, another private clinic tomorrow, but nothing worked. It was like they were adding fuel to an already lit fire. He got to a point that Chisom became so sickly that she could barely even cry. All she did was whimper as she took short, shallow breaths. Every day, her parents watched their innocent baby as life was slipping away slowly from her now frail and wrinkly body. Ebuwa cried bitterly every day, and Chike would hold her and console her, telling her everything would be fine. But when Ebuwa wasn't looking, he cried silently in the bathroom. Chisom's condition had taken a toll on them physically, emotionally, and even financially. The couple had spent so much on hospital bills and private consultations. Even Chike's business had started going down. Meanwhile, Lady UK still came every morning and evening to bathe Chisom, and she even looked so worried about Chisom's condition. Every day, she would ask what the couple's next plan was. Mama Chisom, what are you people doing now? Have you taken her to that hospital I told you about? I heard they have new specialists that can handle strong cases like this Chisom's own, she would say with concern on her face. And she had even paid Chisom's medical bills several times to support the couple. But each time she came to bathe the baby, she never failed to take a little of the baby's bathwater away. One night, Chisom's condition flared up. Her body temperature shot through the roof. While Ebuwa was still running around trying to bring the baby's temperature down, Chisom started convulsing. Her small body was vibrating violently. When Ebuwa saw her baby fighting for her life, she screamed out in terror as fear gripped her and Chike. That night, they carried their baby and rushed her to the hospital in panic. When they got to the hospital, Chisom was admitted immediately. The doctor took her to the NICU immediately, and before you know it, different drips and machines were connected to Chisom's tiny body just to resuscitate her. When the doctor came out of the NICU, he told Chike and Ebuwa that their daughter had a shock due to stress and infections. He told them that Chisom would remain in the hospital under intensive care until her condition got better. When Ebuwa heard those words from the doctor's mouth, she collapsed on the floor in tears right there in the hospital corridor. Chike, who had been doing hard guy, collapsed beside his wife in tears. They didn't know what was going on and why they were going through this type of tribulation, just when things were starting to get better for them. From that night, everything in Chike and Ebuwa's life took a nosedive. Chike's business went down completely to the extent that he could no longer buy goods in his shop to sell to customers. Most times, he had to go back to his oga to buy on credit first to keep his loyal customers. Chike had to send most of his boys home because the business was almost down to zero level. The couple sold their small Corolla that they were managing and every asset they owned just to get money for medical bills. And Chisom, she was comatose in the NICU, neither dead nor alive, with different machines plugged to her small body, one for nutrients, one for waste, one for oxygen, one for this, one for that. The couple cried bitterly every day, seeing their child in that state. One day, Chike's Oga Mike, paid them a surprise visit in their house. Chike was just getting ready to go to the hospital to stay with Chisom while Ebuwa would come back home to rest, when he heard a knock on their front door. When he opened the door, it was his oga. "Good afternoon, sir." Oga, what are you doing here? I was not expecting to see you here by this time, sir." Chike greeted his oga and ushered him into their parlor. As they sat in the living room, Oga Mike looked around and was shocked to see that Chike's living room was now almost empty. They had sold all their electronics to pay medical bills. The man turned to Chike and asked, "Chike, Ogini, what is going on with you? I passed by your shop the other day and it was empty. I said, let me come and check up on you and your family. Now I'm seeing that your parlor is empty too. What is going on, Chike?" Oga Mike asked with deep concern. "Oga, my eyes have seen my ears, oh. It is Chisom. She's seriously sick in the hospital. Oga, I have sold all my properties, but her condition is not improving. Oga, she's in NICU as we speak. If you see her, you won't recognize her again," Chike replied as tears streamed down his face. Chike, you mean you have been battling this all alone? Why didn't you come to me? Why am I here? This boy, oya, get up. Take me to go and see Ada in the hospital. That day, Chike took his oga to the hospital to see Chisom. And when Oga Mike saw Chisom's condition, he shouted and placed his 2 hands on his head in shock. "Chike, the devil is at work, oh. This is not ordinary at all. Why didn't you tell me earlier, eh? Tomorrow, I will invite my pastor and prayer warriors from church to come and pray for this girl, because what I'm seeing here is not ordinary matter at all, oh. It is spiritual." That night, Oga Mike transferred 1 million naira to Chike and his wife and told them he will be back tomorrow afternoon with his pastors, and then he left. The next day, at exactly 2 p.m. sharp, Oga Mike came with his pastors and prayer warriors. They all cramped themselves inside the ward Chisom was admitted and started praying for Chisom. They prayed and prayed, their loud voices resounding off the walls of the hospital. Everywhere was shaking with prayers. Even the other patients joined in the prayer session and started shouting amen, amen. After 30 minutes of intense prayers, one of the pastors revealed something that shocked Ebuwa and Chike to their bones. "Someone is exchanging your baby's glory. Someone is trying to change her destiny. An old woman is trying to steal her youth and beauty and exchange it with her own old and wrinkled face," the pastor revealed. Pastor? Which old woman? We don't have any old woman in our family," Chike said with fear on his face. The pastor shook his head and continued. "I know what I'm saying. An old woman close to you. You invited her into your home. You allowed her access to your daughter. She has been taking your baby's bath water to mix with her cream to look young. She had been stealing your newborn baby's beauty and exchanging her young face with her own old face." Bam! Chike and Ebuwa's mouth fell open. The only person who had been baiting their daughter since birth was Lady UK, their landlady. Ebuwa fell down in tears. She couldn't believe her ears. "Pastor, help us. What do we do to save our baby girl?" Chike asked as tears streamed down his face. "You both are going to embark on fasting and prayers. Don't confront her or let her know that you know what she has been doing. We will join you in prayers. From today, never let her see your daughter again. You will fast and pray for 14 days and anoint your house for 14 days. Anoint your daughter's head and feet every morning and night. And most importantly, start looking for another house. Make sure you pack out of that house before the 14 days fasting and prayer ends." That day, the pastor anointed Chisom's head and feet, and they all left. After they left, Chike and Ebuwa broke down in tears. They never thought in their wildest dream that Lady UK could be this wicked just to look young. Ebuwa felt like going home to beat nonsense out of the woman, but she held herself back and let God avenge their family. That night, Oga Mike transferred money to them to start looking for house immediately, and they started fasting and prayer right there at the hospital. They anointed Chisom just as the pastor had instructed, and every day Chike would go back home to their flat to anoint the whole place. By the third day, Chisom started breathing on her own without machine, and she could cry out, something she hadn't been able to do in months. The doctor removed most of the machines plugged to her and asked Ebowa to suckle her baby. Chisom, though still frail, was improving by the day. That evening, someone came to the hospital to see Chisom. Oh. Guess who, besties? Lady UK. She came to see the baby and check up on her. But Eboa and Chike had discovered her evil intention. They were boiling with rage inside when they saw her, but they kept their calm, just as the pastor had instructed. Mama Chisom, how now? How is Chisom? I have not heard from you people for days now. I say let me come and check up on you, Lady UK said with all urgency, as if something was chasing her. But the couple told her that Chisom was still in NICU, that she couldn't see her. Lady UK insisted on checking up on her and pray for her too. But Ebowa told her that no visitors were allowed inside the NICU until Chisom got better. Lady UK tried for minutes to get into the NICU to see Chisom, but the couple stood their ground and refused politely. They were now wiser. That was how Lady UK left the hospital with her tail in between her legs, and she returned the next day, and the next, and the next, and she even brought different provisions for the couple, but each time they dumped it right in the dustbin after she left and refused her from seeing Chisom. By the 8th day, Chisom had started playing and laughing small small, though her body was still wrinkled and covered with dark patches. But Chike and Ebowa were very happy to see improvements daily. By the 10th day, something terrible happened. Lady UK screamed out of her apartment in agony. She ran out to the compound, screaming, "My face, oh! My face, oh! My face is on fire, oh!" The other neighbors rushed out to see what was happening, and they found Lady UK sitting on the floor, screaming, "My face, oh!" Lady UK, wetin happen to your face? Mama Abigail asked. I don't know. I was applying my face cream and it started burning me like acid. Lady UK replied amidst her wails. That day, the neighbors poured water on Lady UK's face to calm the pain, but it only increased it. They applied baby oil, powder, even palm oil to calm the pain, but it worsened. After they tried everything, they rushed her to the nearest hospital, where the doctor ran series of tests and found nothing. The other neighbors had to call Chike to inform him of what was going on in the compound, and Chike said nothing. He knew God was already fighting his battles. By the 13th day of the fasting and prayer, Chike received a phone call from one of their neighbor, Mama Abigail. Hello, Papa Chisom. Have you heard what happened to landlady? They said her body is decaying, like rotten meat in the hospital. She has been shouting and screaming in the hospital in pain. Papa Chisom, what I heard shocked me. Lady UK confessed that she was trying to steal your daughter's beauty and youth. She confessed that she had been taking your baby bath water to add to her cream to get younger. Fear catch me. This world is truly wicked. We are packing out of this house before they will steal my daughter's destiny, Mama Abigail said. Chike and his wife didn't say anything. They knew God had started avenging them. That day, Chike took a truck to their flat and packed the remaining small properties they had left and anointed every item and left the house to the new house they rented, far from Lady UK's house. After 1 month, Chisom was discharged from the hospital, and the couple went home to start life anew. Chisom was healthy now, and her skin was returning back to normal each passing day. The couple were grateful to God for delivering their daughter, and they learned a great lesson never to be forgotten in their life. Oga Mike gave Chike goods on credit to sell in his shop. to build his business back up again. And gradually, things started getting better for them. Lady UK shrank until she became all bones and skin. She cried every day regretting her life. Her daughters both came to Nigeria from the UK to help their mother get better. But everything they did proved abortive. Apparently, Lady UK had been stealing the beauty and youth of countless children over the years to stay young, and now she was beyond redemption. She confessed all the children she had killed to stay young, the parents she had caused pains, the lives she had ruined, and then she gave up the ghost in the hospital. That same day she died, her children just bought a simple coffin and took her to one of their lands in the remote part of the city and buried her there quietly. No proper burial rites, nothing. Nobody even visited her children after they heard what happened to their mother. Everybody distanced themselves from the family. All the other tenants in Lady UK's house all packed out one by one, and the house, which stood proudly, bubbling with life and laughter, was now filled with emptiness. Lady UK's children just locked up the house and returned to the UK, and Lady UK's name reigned all over the estate and even to far places. Not for good though, but for her wickedness. Thank you for watching. Hi lovelies, what do you think of the story? What morals have you learned from this story? Let me know of your thoughts in the comment section below. If you are just tuning into this channel for the first time, subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell icon to get notification on our latest releases. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't done so by now. And until I bring another juicy and interesting story your way again, bye for now.